Let's give it a punching chance.
Let's take a look at this board state, shall we? Where, of course, Andersen does have a couple cards in his graveyard, Life of the Loam among them. However, things have certainly changed with the adoption of True Name Nemesis. That's in play. You see Insectile Aberration and a 3/4 Tarmogoyf. Andersen's going to dredge here his Life in the Loam via Tranquil Thicket. So Loam will go to the grip, Thicket will go to the graveyard. Glacial Chasm, one of the cards he's found. But he doesn't have an Exploration-esque effect out there in play.
I was about to mention the same thing. He doesn't have the cheat yet. Loam without Exploration or Mana Bonds is a pretty innocent card unless you're locking someone in Wasteland.
You can tell he's in some trouble, though.
Yep.
This is the thing. I agree with you in the fact that I think this is a positive matchup for lands, but of the Delver decks, this is the last one they want to play against. And again, True Nemesis does change some things, too.
Yes.
You forget about that.
It's not quite as good as Nimble Mongoose because some games you're just going to be locked out of being able to play you know, any 3-mana spells, but it is more of the same if you can get it in play.
There's a Ponder. I'll show you a Ponder, a Tarmogoyf, and a Tropical Island. It'll be a shuffle here for Daniel. Elves and Blue are Delver in game number 3 right now, so if we do get an update for you guys on where that is at, we'll let you know.
I'm a big fan of shuffling with that Ponder. I think Daniel is well served searching for a Lightning Bolt this turn if he can find it.
Bolt or Wasteland. Either one will get it done. Day is not quite. Into the red zone we go. Maze, take down the Goyf. He's down to 3, it seems. However, for Andersen, he did mill over a copy of Glacial Chasm, so that might give him a chance here. It's time to draw a card. I believe Caracas was the draw. Dark Depths, in fact. Yeah, if he were able to find a way, if he were to find a card like Mana Bond,
he could go crazy.
Yeah, he could go absolutely nuts.
I've seen lands lose like this before against decks like Temur Delver, where they have Loam going, but never find a way to cheat multiple lands into play, and it's just too hard for them to establish any sort of lock.
Yep.
Because the Temur Delver deck gets on top of you very quickly. So if you're just playing one land a turn, and it can be tough to keep up sometimes.
See Loam targeting the Glacial Chasm, along with the Port and the Tranquil Thicket. If you're Nick Leashano, you are hoping that lands can work your way out of this one.
Yeah.
You would prefer not to play against Temur Delver. Not that you can't win, but the lands matchup is a little bit easier. Sacrifice the forest there, will Chris? Little Dredge. Gamble among those cards. Dark Depths and Thicket too. Picking up Loam again.
And I wonder if it gets to this point where he starts taking some natural draw steps looking for a land cheat.
I think he has to. I think if he finds Mana Bound Exploration, the game changes in a big way. There's a Needle.
That was another draw that Daniel had that was lethal last turn.
Yep, shut down Maze of Ith. Let's see what he's going to name with this Needle. Hey, Thespian Stage. No. The upkeep here for the Glacial. Yeah, he's down to 1. It's so big. If he rips off a Mana Bond here,
oh, he goes crazy.
He gets to go absolutely nuts.
He has the option of also dredging Loam, getting back Tranquil Thickets, and try to take some natural draws that way.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 mana. He can cast a Loam. He can cycle once, but then he gets to play only 1 land. So it's probably like he's only going to get to see 1 new card anyway. So I think that just drawing a card is better than dredging here. There's a Wasteland. There's Mana Bond. There is Wooded Foothills. I think he already had a loam in his hand, too.
Sure. So is there a particular land, perhaps something in his sideboard that he's going for here?
And Tabernacle's live.
Yeah, Tabernacle would be excellent. And Chris isn't quite dead because he can let the chasm go, get it back.
If he plays loam here, if he plays loam, he could cycle Tranquil Thicket into Tabernacle. So I wouldn't want to play my land just yet, because I don't know if I can really afford to play around days or any of that nonsense.
Yeah. The highest upside scenario is definitely finding Tabernacle this turn.
Yeah. He picked up a couple copies of Tranquil Thicket in a Wasteland. He's going to cycle a Thicket. See if he's going to dredge or not. He will. And now I'm okay with dredging, because if your goal is to, like, if his plan all along is just to find Tabernacle, then I'm fine with dredging the entire time.
Yep.
But I think that your goal isn't just to find Tabernacle. I think your goal is to find a lot of different cards, actually. A card like Gamble, Exploration, Mana Bond. There's actually a couple of different things you could find there. So that's why I'm actually okay taking a draw step initially instead of dredging at the beginning of his turn.
Well, Chris might think the highest odd thing to do is just try to flip for Tabernacle.
Sure.
And Tabernacles, from where Chris is sitting, might just look like it's game over.
Now, if you're Daniel, okay, yeah, you got it. One thing you have to actually do is play your lands.
Yeah, it's easy to get locked out here.
Yeah.
And he might be worried about the same thing that he might be worried about Chris finding a card that allows him to put multiple lands into play and getting everything wastelanded. But he still needs to keep playing lands because Tabernacle is the primary concern right now.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Well, of course, you got to let that go. So, bye-bye Glacial. And fortunately for Chris, Daniel does not have a Lightning Bolt. Now the question is, do you draw or do you dredge again? I believe he has a loam in his graveyard. You can see his hand right now. A bunch of ports and dark depths and wastelands and all that jazz. Now, one thing we do know is he's going to draw a cards copy of Maze of Ith. He's going to concede the game. So, Daniel Olivieri is going to win this match here over Christopher Andersen. 2-1.